John Beaudin, Rock History Book for August 22nd. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. We did it a little late today. We've just been in production all day with our other channel, the big one that's at 100,000 subscribers, Rock History Music, and just getting a lot of interviews ready and lining up some of the interviews for you. So we're, what time is it? We're at 7:34 Atlantic time, which is 6:34 Eastern. So we're a little late today. Okay, let's get to it. If you want to support the channel, there are links at the very top of the description where you can help us out. Born on this day, 1947, singer Donna Jean Godjo, the only female member, I don't know how to say her name, of the Grateful Dead, is born in Florence, Alabama. 1949, country musician Sam Neely is born in Texas, known for a string of minor hits, but including I Fought the Law and the Law Won. Died, oh, got to put that down, too loud. Just want to say hi to some people. Oh, Mark Burchett. Hey, John. Hi, Kim Trickle. How you doing? Dwayne, my buddy from Edmonton. Hey. What do we got? 1958, Ian Mitchell of the Bay City Rollers is born in Northern Ireland. He was just 17 years old when he joined the band. In 76, he died September 2020 at the age of 62 years old. I remember when he died. I remember we did a thing on him on our sister station. We lost two of them really quickly together. 1958, Vernon Reid is born in London. He's raised in Brooklyn and forms the band Living Colour. The guitarist and primary songwriter. Amazing. I remember seeing him on TV for the very first time and I couldn't believe it. What the? Oh, one of my favorite musicians of all time. Roland Orzabal, born in 1961. Tears for Fears. Born in England, and for a while he was the only guy. Kurt Smith had left the band, and they had a little falling out, but he came back, and they've been together as a duo again for quite a few years now. So congratulations. Oh, you recognize her. Bangles drummer Debbie Peterson is born in Los Angeles in 1961. In 1963, hold on a second, there we go. In 1963, R&B singer James DeBarge of DeBarge is born in Detroit. And this is our headline. Today in rock history, a rock god dies in the most... I remember I spoke to his mom when she did the Layne Staley concert. Once a year, she would do it across the country, or not across the country, but just this one big show. I do believe it was in Seattle. But years ago, I asked her, I said, do you need some free ads on our station or something? The circumstances around Layne's death were just, it bothered me. I remember hearing about him. He was born on this day in 1967. Layne Staley, born in Washington State, died on April 5th, 2002. He was only 34 years old. He died of a drug overdose. The guy was, he was 6'2". He was a huge guy, or 6'1" or 6'2". And when they found him, let me find when he weighed only like 86 pounds when his body was discovered. They were trying to get a hold of him for 2 weeks. But let me go back a little bit when it comes to Alice in Chains. Their first 3 albums, dynamite, like just huge. The debut Facelift went 3 times platinum. Let me put this down here. 3 times platinum. Dirt, the follow-up, the sophomore album, 5 times platinum. The self-titled third album was 2 times platinums. Tons of hits. Man in a Box, Them Bones, Rooster, Down in a Hole, No Excuses, Got Mr. Wrong. He bought a condo 5 years before he died, and he was pulling back, became sort of a recluse. And they said Layne was basically playing video games all day and doing things he shouldn't have been doing to his body. Interestingly, when Kurt Cobain died, it scared him, and he tried to get straight. There was a headline I read years ago that said he was always going to die this way of an OD. He's just one of those, and he was just an addict that couldn't stop those wheels from going down that hill. And his mother said that he was always, in spite of what he was doing to himself, there was always love in his life. She said the family tried to support him. His bandmates tried to support him. But from 99 to 2002, that's when he became a real recluse and basically hung out at the condo in the University District of Seattle. A lot of folks tried to help him. A few days before he died, there was someone who knocked on his door, and she was trying to tell him that someone had passed on, and she heard nothing. And depending upon who you talk to, the rumors that he was in his house for a week, 2 weeks, dead. And at one point, someone made a report and said he's not taking any money out of his account for 2 whole weeks. Something's going on. So his mother called the police for a welfare check, and that's when they found him. Tragically, I mean, you don't have to like grunge, but if you watch Layne singing, there's something just primal, cerebral, just something kind of like it just. I mean, a lot of their songs were heavy, but grunge was like that. That was a when in Rome thing when it came to grunge. I mean, a lot of that stuff was licking the floor with pain kind of stuff, but it spoke to so many people. And Alice in Chains were one of the biggest bands. They stopped for a while, then they kept going. So that's our thing on Layne Staley. The death, I remember reading so much on his final 5 years, and the fact that at one point he showed up for recording some songs for a box set, the Music Bank box set in 1999. And when he showed up, hold on, I think I've got a thing here. 5. There he is. When he showed up, some folks were saying he looked like an 80-year-old man. No, I don't think he looks like an 80-year-old man, but he had lost all his teeth. And at one point when he was singing, he was trying to sing, but there was a whistle with him singing with no teeth, and they had to fix it in the studio. But totally just a hard, he had grown his hair out long. Yeah, that one bothered me. As much as I wasn't a fan of his music, I can't say, but I got it when I watched him sing. You know what I mean? I could appreciate what he was doing. So let's move on. 1972, alt rocker Paul Doucette was born in North Huntington, Pennsylvania. Howie Doro of the Backstreet Boys is born in 1973. Jeff Stinko, lead guitarist of Simple Plan, is born in Montreal, Quebec. 1963, Myra Ellis Amos is born to a religious family. She was Tori Amos. She changed her name to Tori and became an alt-rock icon in the 90s. Oh, I'd be remiss if I didn't. I don't know. My wife always says that's my hall pass, like she'd have me anyway. Dua Lipa. Shannon told me one day, she says, man, you like that girl. She says, but I know you like brunettes of that ilk. But anyway, I've got my hands full with Shannon. Anyway, Dua Lipa was born on this day in 1995. I do like her music, I have to admit. In 2006, Bruce Gary, drummer for The Knack, dies of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in Tarzana, California. He was 55. Oh, talented songwriter, a member of Ashford and Simpson. Nick Ashford in 2011, half of Ashford and Simpson. Songwriting, production, dies of complications from throat cancer at the age of 70. I remember that day. I remember it well. Sorry about the big picture. In 2011, Jerry Lieber, half of Lieber and Stoller, a great songwriting team, dies of cardiopulmonary failure in Los Angeles, California. He was 78 years old. He wrote a lot of hits for Elvis Presley, the Coasters, the Drifters. An amazing performer, songwriter. In 2021, Brian Travers, British saxophonist for UB40, died of cancer. As far as big things happening in music, in 1938, Count Basie records Jumpin' at the Woodside. We got another picture. 1964, Martha and the Vandellas record Dancing in the Streets. Remember David Bowie and Mick Jagger doing a version of that. Didn't like it, but they did. In 1964, after 3 years without a big hit, the Supremes' Where Did Our Love Go goes to number 1 for first of 5 consecutive chart toppers after that. Wow, good for them. They did okay, huh? In 1970, Bread's Make It With You hits number 1, stays there for 1 week. 1970, Creedence Clearwater Revival started a 9-week run at number 1 on the U.S. charts with their 5th studio album, Cosmos Factory. Many consider that their best album. At least the friends that I used to hang out with, they love that album. In 1979, Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor, was released in the U.S. Led Zeppelin's last album, of course, with that lineup, the original lineup. In 1981, Girls on Film hits number 5 on the UK charts, Duran Duran. In 1987, Madonna hit number 1 in the US charts with Spanglish from Who's That Girl? Events in Rock and Roll. Oh, we got some. We got some. Why is that coming up again? What's going on here? Production. Oh, we got that. I'm just all over the place with these. Let me go to my pictures so I can figure out what I'm doing here. That's what happens. Okay, 12. Take that off. R, take that off. Y, take that off. Jeez. Let me just read the stuff. In 1969, the Beatles participate in their final photo shoot. That's the one. There you go. No, look, I'm just all screwed up here. This was 1938. Americans' most famous couple, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, appear on Life magazine. That's what that was. Here we are with the Beatles. 60, Ringo Starr quits the Beatles during the White Album. There was too much bickering. He comes back not too long after that to rejoin the band. In 69, this is the picture. The Beatles participate in their final photo shoot, which is held on the lawn of John Lennon's home. In oh God, I'm just all over the place here. Elton John signs to Uni, a division of MCA. In 1970, Derek and the Dominoes begin recording of Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs. And I think that's it. 2002, Jimmy Buffett's first Cheeseburger in Paradise restaurant, named for his 78 song, opens in Indianapolis, Indiana. Boy, that was a lot of stuff today. It's at the end of near the end of the day for us. So I'm looking around going, there's just a, look, I'm turning off things here. Sorry. It's been a really long day. Anyway, I wanted to spotlight the Layne Staley story because of how much, it could have been a horror story. You could have made a horror story out of his life story. The high points were high, but a lot of these musicians, what do I always say? The hardest thing to happen to you, one of the toughest things, is to get everything you ever wanted. It doesn't make you any happier. That's the problem. It's such a sobering thing that at the end of your life, you get everything you ever wanted and you're still not very happy. And if you're an addict, that's carte blanche for death a lot of the times. I'll get some of your comments. Hi, Dwayne from Edmonton. Mark Burchett. 2 more days till mine. Hey, Mark, happy birthday. Oscar Stern, howdy, John. This happened to Olivia Newton-John, Taylor Hawkins, and virtually a lot of other musicians, even Nolan Gibbons. Dwayne, Living Colour is a great band. They are. Man, could they rock. Dwayne, Jerry Allison, the drummer for the Crickets, passed away today. Oh, I didn't know that. Mark Burchett, rest in peace, Jerry Allison. Mark Burchett, I thought Cobain was self-inflicted with a gun on the way. It was, but obviously he had a lot of other problems, right? I got to be careful of the D word on this because we don't want to get demonetized. Dwayne, I do like grunge music and Alice in Chains, Aquarius Shade. Mark Burchett, Cobain was self-inflicted. Yes. Well, they're all kind of self-inflicted, but addiction is a weird thing. People always say, well, you should have just quit. Yeah, okay. Okay. It's not that easy. Aquarius Shade. Layne passed away when I was a senior in high school. I always remembered my friends and I were so numb from it. Like we lost from it because we lost a friend in a car accident a week before. Really? Wow, that's awful. Mark Burchett. Harrison was always my favorite Beatle. Dwayne retracted his message. There you go. I'm going to try not to do tomorrow. We're going to get it out early. I have Steve Hackett tomorrow, and I have John Cafferty, remember, in the Beaver Brown Band. The next day, we're going to be talking to Bruce Blackman. I haven't set it up yet, of Starbuck, the band, Moonlight feels right. Like that song. How about the album? I like the album. I thought it was so cool. None of my friends liked it, and I loved it. I just loved it. And they went, well, it's really poppy. And I went, I still like pop music. And Bruce seems like an interesting guy. He still wears that French hat, that little hat he used to wear. And they've got a new album coming out, by the way, which is kind of cool. So thanks, folks, for joining us tonight. If you want to help the channel, there are links in the description. We love you. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday. I hope you had a really, really good one. Mark, yours is coming up. A couple of days. So take good care of yourself. Like our videos, share our videos, and we'll be back tomorrow. John Beaudin from Rock History Book. Take care.